Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Harlingen City Commission meeting. The time is now 5:30 p.m. We will call this meeting to order. It has been duly posted as required by state law, and we do have a quorum of the commission. I believe Commissioner Bettis is out today, but we do have everyone else here with us. So at this time, I'll ask for you to please rise as Mayor Pro Tem Kinsley leads us in our invocation.
Let's pray. Almighty God, we thank you for the privilege of gathering here today to serve the people of our community. We ask for your wisdom and guidance in our discussions and decisions, that we may act with integrity, fairness, and compassion. Help us to listen with open hearts and lead with steady hands. Bless our city, its residents, and all those who give their time and talent in service of others. May peace and collaboration guide our work today. Amen.
Amen. A pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mark?
Under state law, a conflict of interest exists if a commission member or certain members of that person's family has a qualifying financial interest in an agenda item. Members with a conflict of interest cannot participate in the discussion or vote on the agenda item. Are there any known conflicts of interest to disclose at this time?
None.
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 None. None.
Okay, item 3, announcements. With respect to items not listed elsewhere in this agenda, the City Commission may report on items of community interest, including announcing community events, announcing employee or community recognitions. Item 3A, Mayor's announcements.
I don't have any announcements, thank you.
Okay. Item 3B, City Manager's announcements.
Mayor, did you want to talk about the coffee with the mayor? It's coming up this week.
Yes, I don't have the day.
It's July 23rd at 8 a.m. at Richards.
All right, so at 8 a.m. on July 23rd, we are going to have coffee with the mayor, and our wonderful team has organized a great event for us, and it is going to be, I believe the chief will be joining us as well, so you get to speak with Chief Alviad, our newly appointed chief that is in the back. He's saying I am, but he is. And also we will have the Harlingen Animal Shelter on site with some adorable puppies and potentially other maybe kittens for adoption or foster. So we invite everyone out. It will be at Richard's Restaurant on Commerce Street. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. On Friday, July the 18th, Parks is having movie night at Launty Hill at 6 p.m. I think the movie will be Little Giants, so those of you that want something to do,
Are you going to take the voice?
you'll,
And I love it. That's a fantastic movie. I'm a huge fan.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you have to watch it. Little Giants,
Daniel's
Annexation
a
of Puerto
big
Rico. All right, the whole thing. Man.
Is Humphrey Bogart in it?
He may have made an appearance.
Also, there'll be the last soccer game for the Red Crowns on Saturday, July the 19th. They'll be playing Dallas at 7:30 at Harlingen Field. And we have for the commission a budget workshop scheduled for the 28th. That's the last Monday of this month at 5:30 here at Town Hall. That's all I have.
Okay. Now 3C, City Commission members' announcements. Commissioners?
District 1 and I will be holding a town hall meeting on Wednesday, the 30th of July at the Harlingen Arts and Heritage Museum from 5:30 to 7 p.m. We'll have key folks from the city staff that'll be there to give you all kinds of good scoop, and look forward to seeing you all there.
None. None.
All right.
Okay, now we're going to go to item 4, proclamations, presentation of awards. On here, we're going to go ahead and start with presentation by Texas Music Office on the music-friendly designation.
So we're going to be moving around, and that is item 8D for those that are, 8C for those that are following along.
How are y'all doing this evening?
We are wonderful, thank you.
Well, thank you. It's really great to be here. My name's Jeannie Mascoro. I am the Community Relations and Outreach Specialist for the Texas Music Office. We're part of the Governor's Office of Economic Development and Tourism. And it's a real pleasure to be here in the Valley tonight and celebrate Harlingen's induction into the Music Friendly Texas program. Now, I would like to thank Cassandra Casilio for setting this process in motion. Also, thank you, Mayor Sepulveda, and thank you to the council members of Harlingen and the Music Advisory Board for recognizing the importance of this initiative. Now, the Texas Music Office, we are the first and only Texas State Music Office in the country. Actually, we're one of 3 now, but we kind of started up that. But we are the first and longest running state music office in the country, and we've been around for 35 years now. And our goal and our mission is the economic development of music-related businesses and communities here within Texas. And our mission is to encourage and amplify their successes and their growth. Now, your own musical history here in Harlingen spans decades and a blend of styles, everything from conjunto, norteño, and tejano to country, metal, and punk. And you're a true reflection of the true musical diversity and tapestry here in the state of Texas. You're a great representative of that, and because of music-friendly communities just like Harlingen, the TMO, Texas Music Office's 2024 Economic Impact Report showed that music business and education here in Texas directly account for nearly 196,000 permanent jobs. That also translates into $10.5 billion in earnings and nearly $32 billion in annual economic activity. And the statewide economic impact would not be possible without the help and the work of music-friendly Texas communities just like Harlingen. So it's a real pleasure tonight to designate Harlingen as our 87th music-friendly Texas community, and this exemplifies your dedication and your support of the musical ecosystem and industry within your city. So congratulations, Harlingen. Thank you very, very much for being a partner with the Texas Music Office. We really appreciate this, and thank you. I've got something for you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for making the trip down here to be with us. We're so excited for this designation. I know our team has been working really hard, and we're excited. We have such an amazing pool of talent here in our community. We do a lot of markets and different types of events, community type of events where we have lots of rock stars, and we're excited to be able to give them an additional opportunity to shine and to give them another platform to really showcase all that we've got to offer here in Harlingen. So thank you so much. We'd love to accept this recognition, and I'd like to take a picture with the commission, and I'll also invite Cassandra, and if there's anyone else from Visit Harlingen. All right, there you go. If we can come on up in here and take a photo.
Don't be shy, Frank. Here. All right, first phone, ready, and 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, this is video. Okay, there we go. And 3, 2, 1. And one more on this. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and here. Oh, one more here. Yeah, and 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for letting us get or apply for the music-friendly designation. And accompanying this designation, we also are going to host a seminar tomorrow at the Hilton Garden Inn. It is a free seminar for all those who own music venues or have live music in their event spaces. And this is where you're able to connect the dots and apply for grants that the Texas Music Office has. So the Texas Music Office has monies associated for those who have venues and music spaces, and you can apply for these if you're an owner. And we would love to help connect all of those in Harlingen who own music venues and event spaces to get that money. So the money is there. We just want to connect the dots for you. And if you're unable to attend tomorrow's meeting from 10 a.m. to noon at the Hilton Garden Inn, it's a free meeting. But if you're unable to attend, you can check online. We're going to record it and we'll upload it to our Facebook and to our YouTube pages as well. So it is on July 17th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Hilton Garden Inn. And if you can't go, you can check it out on YouTube. And we can provide all of the resources for those who have music spaces and event spaces and have live music. So please check it out. And we would love to help the venues that we have in Harlingen grow. So thank you all very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Cassandra. All right. Moving on.
Yes, now we're going to go to item 4A. We have the Harlingen Animal Shelter Pet of the Week.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commission. Tonight, we have brought,
Is that like a big boy or what?
She's the cutest. Look at her.
he's visiting on his way up here. But we have brought Nugget. Nugget is a basset hound who's about a year old. He was turned into the shelter by his owners. They had some life events that happened to them, and so they were no longer able to care for Nugget. So they turned him into the Harlingen Animal Shelter. So he gets along great with people, with children. He's full of energy, full of life, got a huge basset heart, and he is waiting for his second chance at a forever home. So anybody interested in Nugget is welcome to go by the Harlingen Animal Shelter at 1106 Markowski, or they're welcome to call the animal shelter about Nugget or any of the other animals there at 216-5250. And I just want to let you know as well, we will be holding a microchip clinic on Saturday from 9 to 11, and then the animal shelter will have adoptable animals at Tractor Supply in San Benito from 11 to 2.
That's the cutest dog you guys have brought to date. Man, that guy is a good-looking boy.
They are all so adorable, but I'm going to have to agree that, oh my goodness, I don't know if it's like,
The
he's
ears.
just, yeah, I think so. Or the little strut,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I think so.
And he just has that basset heart, that basset personality. He's just a nugget.
Wow. And so how long has Nugget been at the shelter?
He hasn't been at the shelter too long. It's since the beginning of July.
Okay.
But he did come up from a home setting, and, I mean, we want to get all the animals back into homes as quickly as we can, but especially the ones that we know that came from a home setting, came from being inside, like, we'd love to get them back into homes as soon as possible.
And so I'm assuming he's neutered, maybe trained?
He is
potty
not
trained?
neutered yet. His neuter appointment is actually scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay.
So he will be back in the afternoon tomorrow, but he'll be out in the morning. So by tomorrow afternoon, he will be neutered.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, thank you for bringing Nugget. He's such an adorable dog, and I'm sure that he will find his forever home very soon.
Yes.
Or Daniel can take him home.
He'll be
3
there
dogs, 3
waiting.
babies, I guess that's the.
I have
right?
3 dogs, will be.
Entertainment.
Exactly.
There's 5, you can have 5 per
Yes,
ordinance, so
yes.
just saying.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to go to item 4B. We have Mayor's Business of the Month, Tito Resendez-State Farm Insurance.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Mayor's Business of the Month is an initiative that began in September of 2023. And before we invite our Mayor's Business of the Month to come up, we have prepared a video for you.
Hi, I'm Tito Resendez, the registered representative for State Farm Insurance here in Harlingen with 2 locations. Well, State Farm Insurance is the largest provider of auto and homeowner and life insurance in America. So we insure more cars than anyone else in America. We insure more homes than anyone in America. And we're one of the leading providers of life insurance, protecting people's lives of any other company in all of the United States. My goal is to try to make that as simple as possible while keeping the policyholder, the customer's needs first. And that's through questions, that's through conversations. We have the power that we have 800 numbers, we have websites, we have apps on phones, but most importantly, we have real people right down the street in Harlingen, in our community, serving our policyholders with high touch. What we call our legacy location is right smack in the heart of Harlingen at the corner of 10th and Harrison, across from Trinity Funeral, where we take up one of the 3rd corners there. And then our newest location that we opened is in the parking lot of Sam's, right there at Spur 54. My thanks to the mayor for this recognition, the commission, all the citizens of Harlingen. I love the direction Harlingen is going with the small business approach. We do anything and everything we possibly do with local businesses. If the local citizens and constituents could shop local first, it doesn't matter if it's a coffee shop, a shirt place, a pet groomer, a insurance provider. We'd all be a much better place. We really would. And I love the approach, and I thank God every day for the opportunity we have.
I'd like to invite Mr. Tito Resendez to come up.
It got real quiet.
I hate coming right after Nugget, I really do. I don't really just want to thank Mayor for giving me this distinction, the commission, and just so happy of what's going on in the city with small business approach and small business first. And, it's like they say it takes a village, and you win elections, one person at a time. I think with small business being a root and the fabric of everything we stand for and everything we are in a city like Harlingen with so much history and so many long-standing businesses. I just love the approach, and I thank you for shedding light, Mayor and Commission, on the small businesses in our area, in our community.
Well, thank you so much. We're so happy that you're here. Congratulations on the 2nd location. I didn't know that. I drive by your main location every single day, so I see that. And I just, I always think of you as an ambassador, really, of small businesses. I'll never forget the time that you showed me that you had, in your pocket, just several businesses and cards and all these different opportunities to just spread awareness of other small businesses. So instead of talking about yourself, you're always talking about other small businesses and inviting them, whether it's a restaurant, everything that you mentioned, that's something that you preach, not just in this video, but every day. So I appreciate all that you do in Harlingen. We're excited that you're, continuing to expand, and we'd love to take a picture.
Thank you.
Have you ever been jaded?
Get close. Okay, ready? And 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. All right, good job.
One more? Sorry about that. Okay, ready? 3, 2. Perfect.
And that's why she's awarding you. Thank you. Yes.
We'll continue to item 4C. We have a presentation of certificate of recognition, the Greater Chamber of Harlingen.
This evening's certificate of recognition is presented to the Greater Chamber of Harlingen in honor of your outstanding achievement in earning first place for media excellence in your division at the 2025 Texas Chamber of Commerce Executives Conference held in Denton, Texas. This prestigious award recognizes your chamber's commitment to innovative communication, impactful storytelling, and the promotion of Harlingen's vibrant business community across the state. A special acknowledgement is extended to Alondra Sanchez, Director of Social Media and Marketing, for her leadership in creative vision in elevating the Chamber's media presence and proudly presenting Harlingen at state level. The City of Harlingen commends the Greater Chamber of Harlingen and Ms. Sanchez for this remarkable accomplishment, and thank you for your continued dedication and service. Alondra, if you could please come up.
Hello, good evening, Mayor Sepulveda and the city members. I mean, she said it all. Yes, so we win, and we got recognized at the Texas State Chambers Executive Council, and we got first place for our media excellence. And I'm just super proud of this award. I don't know what to say. I mean, she said it all, but I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be part of the chamber as their social media and marketing director, and I'm proud to have it here in the home of Harlingen as well. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
You're doing a fantastic job. I don't think the chamber has ever been better. I didn't see you back there up yet. Really, I think you're doing a wonderful job. You are providing this higher level of awareness, I think, throughout the community. And so I think that, well-deserved recognition, and I'm sure that you'll keep getting them year after year. That's the expectation now, right?
Yes, that's the plan.
All right, we'd love to take a photo.
Thank you.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Ready? And 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. And we get one with the camera. 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Got it.
We have a proclamation for Parks and Recreation.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and go with item 4D, proclamation proclaiming the month of July 2025 as Parks and Recreation Month.
We have one proclamation for the evening, and it reads as follows. Whereas parks and recreation programs are an integral part of communities throughout this country, including Harlingen, Texas. And whereas our parks and recreation services contribute to the well-being of all citizens by promoting health and wellness, supporting environmental stewardship, and providing opportunities for all people to gather, play, and connect. And whereas the City of Harlingen's Park and Recreation Department enhances the quality of life for residents by maintaining a wide variety of parks, facilities, and open spaces. and by offering inclusive recreational, athletic, and aquatic programs that serve citizens of all ages and abilities. And whereas the theme for the 2025 National Parks and Recreation Month, Build Together, Play Together, highlights the collaborative spirit that unites communities throughout parks and recreation, while also celebrating the 40th anniversary of this national observance, established by the National Recreation and Park Association. And whereas the U.S. House of Representatives has recognized July as Parks and Recreation Month nationwide. And whereas the City of Harlingen recognizes the dedicated professionals, volunteers, and staff in the Parks and Recreation Department who work tirelessly to maintain safe, inclusive, and vibrant public spaces that improve the quality of life in our city. Now therefore, I, Mayor Norma Sepulveda, on behalf of the Harlingen City Commission, do hereby proclaim July 2025 as Parks and Recreation Month. I now invite Mr. Danny Diaz, Director of Parks, to come up.
Come on, guys, don't be afraid. It's okay. Mayor, Commissioners, Danny Diaz, Parks and Recreation Director. These individuals that you see behind me are the ones that work day in and day out to keep our parks and facilities looking great. They work tireless hours year-round, especially when we have these 100-degree weathers. I mean, my hat's off to them. They're the ones behind the scenes doing an outstanding job for the department. Our administration, staff is doing a tremendous job in the front office. They've never once complained about the workload. Even when they're swamped with calls, they still manage to achieve their daily tasks. Recreation, athletics, and aquatic divisions. These divisions have so many programs to offer through the Tu Salud Si Cuenta. Athletic has football, softball, track and field, and year-round soccer and baseball leagues. Aquatics programs is huge in our community right now at the time. So staff is doing a tremendous job with their pools. Overall, the supervisors are doing an outstanding job with our scheduled programs. Tennis program, well, what can I say about our award-winning tennis pro? He's the best one in the valley for sure. He does an excellent job at our HEB Tennis Center. You know, Mayor, Commissioners, when I first came on board, I met with staff and I asked them just to do two things. One was to trust the process and to take pride in everything that they do on a daily basis. And they've been doing that. Super proud of them. Thank you.
Well, I'll just say this, Danny, I know I speak for the entire commission, that we're so excited that you're in this position. You know, for those that don't know, Danny's been with the City of Harlingen for over 20 years, so he brings a wealth of knowledge, and I know that they still kind of pull you into public work sometime, and you did an amazing job there. You're doing a great job here. Every one of you that work hard every single day, you know that the commission supports you, the community supports everything that you're doing. We know it's hard work, but it's because of you that we're able to improve the quality of life for all of our residents. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we'd love to take a photo with you.
Thank you very much.
For them, yes. Now we have citizens communication. ahead and go next to item 5, citizen communication. At this time, the public is invited to address the City Commission and speak on any matter not specifically listed for public hearing elsewhere in this agenda. Please note that the City Commission members may not respond to comments or deliberate on topics addressed. Today, we only have one signed up, and it's Javier Segura.
I don't see him. Oh, there he is.
Good evening, Commissioners, Madam Mayor. Nice to see you this evening. I know I only have 2 minutes. I really just want to continue doing what I've been doing for the past 5 years, is try to get more business into Harlingen. So bringing in new businesses to help the infrastructure that I know is your goal, Madam Mayor, so that we continue to grow. So this is really just want to go over some of the things that are kind of stopping this business from coming in due to the way the ordinance is written. So I'm asking that we have an opportunity to do a presentation in the future so that we can kind of present the details. But I'm going to go over just a few items just so you kind of know what the changes in the ordinance that we're looking for. As far as the vehicle, there's an age limit that we don't have no age limit so long as the permit from another city or Texas city and must be inspected annually by Harlingen and approved. The other item would be minimal pricing versus maximum pricing, which is in the ordinance right now of $40. We want to do it at a minimum of $67.50 an hour. This protects the taxis that we currently have and justifies the quality of the vehicle. The third item would be 1 hour pre-notice. It protects the taxis, prevents vehicles from hovering around major events, prevents venues from requesting first come, first serve, and it allows companies to get rested driver in case a vehicle needed for several hours. Allows company to ample time to prep vehicle as needed. The other item is ability to add any vehicle as needed for a maximum of 10 days as long as permitted from another permit from another city by fax or by email. San Antonio, for example, gives you charges of $10 a day. And then the other item would be a minimum of 2 vehicles to obtain a permit. One must be an 8-passenger rated limo. This prevents other vehicles that are not limo rated from sneaking in for an event. And the last one is no pricing on signage. When you have a vehicle or a limo of that caliber, you normally don't have any type of pricing in the vehicle. This protects the driver on the pricing. And we're just asking to have an opportunity to do a presentation in the future so that we can bring Elegant Limousines, which is a multi-million-dollar business. Again, it's really just to, I'm looking at 5-10 years down the road. I won't be here, but hopefully I can look back and say, hey, we did it, We'll continue to grow. You saw some businesses already coming in. That's a great sign. It's another example of us trying to bring businesses. I'm trying to do my part, my little 1%. So hopefully that you guys will consider us to at least sit at the table and have this discussion.
Awesome. Thank you, and we'll get with staff to see if we can get that taken care of and able to continue working on that.
Mayor, we should have something on the agenda in August
Okay, perfect.
to actually start the process of amending the ordinance.
Sounds good. All right, and that's all that you had,
That's all
right?
I have, yes.
I did want to take a minute and this has nothing to do with Javier's comments. And so I did want to address something from the last City Commission meeting. And I kind of put together just some words that I wanted to share in regards to citizen communication. The purpose of citizen communication is really to promote transparency and civic dialogue. But when individuals come to this podium and use it more of a shield to knowingly lie and take advantage of the fact that the commission here can't respond in the moment because we're governed by rules in our meetings, it then turns into more of a tool to be used for things like manipulation instead of accountability. So for those of you that were not here at the last meeting, you're not going to be aware of the things that I'm saying, and I apologize, but I did want to make sure that I take the time to put this on the record for those that were and those that watch at home. At our last meeting, a former commissioner stood at this podium here and accused me personally of criminal conduct, claiming that I violated nepotism laws by helping my uncle, so alleged uncle, to get hired at the Harlingen Waterworks. So I want to set the record straight that the man that he referred to is not my uncle, and that former commissioner knew that. But he came here and deliberately lied. He lied about the relationship, he lied about the law, and he lied about my involvement. Harlingen Waterworks, for those that are not aware, is not taxpayer funded. It is a legally separate entity with its own board of trustees. And while I am a member of the board, I'm a non-voting member, just like everyone else here on the commission. And just like everyone on this dais, I have one appointment, just like everyone else. And Roy Rodriguez, who now is a consultant over at Harlingen Waterworks, was brought in as a consultant, not as a city employee, and by the chair of that board, of the Waterworks Board, who is not my appointee. Mr. Rodriguez was initially brought in by the Harlingen Waterworks Board as an independent consultant to assist during a national search that was going on for a general manager. They went twice out for this position, and some candidates along the way withdrew, while others the board determined were not qualified or were not the right fit for the organization. So when no permanent person could be appointed to that position, they expanded the consulting role for Roy Rodriguez and made him as an interim GM, but continuing to work as a consultant. That decision was made independently without any oversight or authorization by the commission, which is within their right to do as the Board of Trustees. Again, not by me and not by anyone on this commission. And yes, I do know Roy Rodriguez. Yes, I do, because not as my uncle, but for many of you will know that I do know him because he is actually my husband's uncle and not mine. But the former commissioner knew that when he came here because he knows Roy Rodriguez, because Roy does have deep ties to this community here in Harlingen. So let's be honest, why he was asked to serve as the Harlingen Waterworks consultant in the interim as they continue to search for their GM is because he is a seasoned professional with over 30 years of experience in public service. He actually served here, I don't know where Luis is, but he was a city engineer here in Harlingen. Then he moved on and he was a city manager here in Harlingen. And he actually hired Gabe Gonzalez, who is our amazing city manager, and we're very thankful for that. He then later left and went to McAllen and served as the general manager at their public utility for over a decade, and then served as city manager in McAllen until his retirement for another decade or so. So he didn't need anybody's help, surely not mine. He was doing this work long before I even decided to hold public office. So to shut down all of this misinformation completely, I asked our city attorney, Mark Sassi, to form a legal opinion and to provide me the assurance that I already knew that I had. And in short, he basically said that Roy Rodriguez is a contractor, a consultant, not a W-2 employee, works for Harlingen Waterworks as a consultant, no blood relationship to myself, and under the Texas Government Code and our city charter, he is not within the prohibited degrees of affinity, which is a fancy way of saying that even though he's related to my husband, it is not within the realm of where it would violate our charter or the state. There has been no violation of any nepotism law, whether it be state or local. And here's the real issue. The former commissioner has the right to stand at this podium, as does anyone else, and lie. Yes, you can come up here and you can say what you wish. He does it every single time he shows up, and most of the community knows that. That's his right, which is everyone's right. But he does not have the right to publicly and falsely accuse me or anyone on this dais of committing a crime. That crosses a line, and that's not protected opinion, and that is defamation, and that's why I'm speaking up now. This wasn't just an offhand comment. It was calculated. It was the act of a mendacious pseudolog, someone so obsessed with me that they're willing to fabricate criminal wrongdoings just to get attention. And so we've all tolerated the fake blogs, the splice videos, the constant misinformation, but we cannot stay silent when someone weaponizes this forum to accuse me or anyone else on this dais of crimes that have not been committed. So the community deserves better, and I'll always defend the truth. Thank you for indulging me on all of the records and the facts. And I know that this took up a lot of time, but it was important to share because we always have to defend the law and do so without fear. Thank you. Moving on.
We're going to go on to item 6, approval of minutes from regular meeting of April 7th, 2025.
Nothing to do with Javier Segura. We love you.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Amend that motion to be approved, subject to changes that I've already sent the city secretary's office, if that's okay, Commissioner Kinsler.
Yes, sir.
Then I'll second that motion.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, item 7, consent agenda. No discussion is anticipated on any of the items in this section because they are routine business, were included in the budget adoption process, or have been previously discussed as a staff report or discussion item. These items will be considered collectively by a single vote unless a commission member requests an item be removed from the consent agenda.
Is there anything to move?
I apologize, Mayor.
Anything to remove?
Just C, please.
Okay.
Which one?
It's the consideration, the nonprofit one.
Just to remove it for now, right?
C, so it's 7C, like Charlie.
Anything else, Commissioner? No? All right. Is there a motion to approve the consent with the exception of item C?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Item 7C reads, consideration and possible action to approve a request from the Jack's Royal to close the following streets Saturday, August 30th, 2025, from 6 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. for their Sage Touch Inc. nonprofit concert event.
On this one, the mayor, the maps are inconsistent, right, on the closures, the barricade closures. So I just want to make sure that we close on I think it's West Street. We close right north of that alley to make sure traffic flows. Chief, if you can just take a peek at it, and I can show you, one map is correct, one map is wrong. I just want to make sure they're consistent. And then the second point on this, I feel that we have spent, they're always on the consent items. I feel comfortable allowing the city manager, if you guys are, to just make the final decision on these road closures. And unless it's something special that he would like us to specially consider, I think he can just make the final decision.
We have that authority, Commissioner. The only reason we put them on was just to give the commission an idea of what was being closed and for what. But we can do that in-house. That's not an issue.
We can, yeah, if there's, usually with your memos, you give us with the events and stuff that are coming on.
Does that mean it'll shorten these meetings?
No.
Wishful thinking, Commissioner.
I think that's a great idea there.
I do. I think that we should look at more items that could be administratively taken care of as we go along, but I think that's a great idea.
All right, so I'll make a motion to approve.
And that's okay, right, Mark? All right.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And good eye, I didn't even notice that.
It's my district, so I make sure to check it.
Okay, item 8, staff reports and other discussion items. Items in this section are not expected to require action by the City Commission and are generally for information only. However, any item listed in this section may become an action item at a future meeting with the request of the mayor or after the request of any 2 commission members or the city manager. Item 8A, city manager's report. Ms.
I
Rojo?
don't have anything.
No, okay. Moving on to item 8B, staff reports, presentation by Engineering Department on completed and upcoming projects for fiscal year 2025 through 2026.
Mayor, before they start out, I would like to point out that Louise, for one thing, will be leaving us at the end of this month, so congratulations on your new chapter in your life. Second, he was rocking the hippie look, but he has a presentation today, so he came in and really trimmed it off, and I was so jealous of all that hair.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And I decided to cut my hair. So, but no, appreciative of everything, and it's been an honor. Thank you so much. So today, I'm going to do a brief presentation on some of the projects and tasks that the Engineering Department has been working on. We'll talk about some drainage, transportation, and public buildings projects. We'll start with the latest update on the ordinance. We added some key terms in the flood prevention ordinance, Chapter 105. We had the repetitive loss, substantial damage, and the increased cost of compliance definitions. And the key one there is the ICC one, because it essentially allows the citizens to apply to a program in the National Flood Insurance Program for help to offset the cost for bringing a building to new regulations and to possibly elevate a structure. So I provided an example in the screen, and I'll just go briefly to it so that the public knows how it works. So say that the Smith's home is valued at $240,000, and they had 2 flood events in 10 years. In the screen, we show that one in 2015 and one in 2020. And the values are shown, $35,000, $90,000. And so if we have this amendment in the ordinance in the list as checked, and then 2 claims being filed in a span of 10 years, and also if the claims average is higher than 25%, then they can qualify for this assistance from the NFIP. So this example is taken from a FEMA website. It's in their guidelines. And so we completed this amendment, and we issued a letter to a citizen that qualified. So she's working on getting this assistance from the program. So just as an example of what we can do as the city to help mitigate or incentivize improvements to the citizens to protect them from flooding.
Luis, before you move on, how do people get information
So,
regarding this?
so the ICC is information can be found on FEMA's website. This is just a snip from the guideline, which I can share with staff. But all the rules are there. The ordinance also is well-written and well-explained. And so FEMA's website has all the information for the citizens to follow and see if they can qualify. Of course, as we recommend that if there's a citizen lives in a high or flood-prone area, flood insurance is recommended. And this is just a great tool to help offset the cost for repairs and elevating a building.
Luis, does this require a disaster declaration for that to take effect?
No, it doesn't. It just has to qualify or comply with that checklist. So if the scenario follows those rules, then they qualify. As this is just I guess part of the floodplain administration task from the department, and we issued that letter and received the claims from the insurance company, did the assessment, and made the determination that the citizen qualified for this.
So what if is there any kind of time period or like a limitation within a specific period? For example, if someone flooded in 2008 and then they flooded again in 2018, and then could they technically go and make a claim?
Technically, yes, because it's still within that a span of 10 years, but we would have to just be looking at what months, right? And just, in this case, it was 2018 and 2025. So that qualifies. But from 2008 to 2018, we would just need to check on the months. I think I'd have to check.
Just saying, because people might go back and look to see if there had been claims in the past and didn't know about this, and maybe there's been some change in their neighborhood and they didn't flood this time, but they had flooded in the past, or vice versa. I'm just trying to figure out the 10-year, whether it has to be 10 years from now, 2025, or in the past, because there's been some significant flood events and like especially in those areas that I've identified from people saying from 2008 and 10, maybe?
Yep, so those two claims have to be submitted within the 10 years.
Of when it occurred?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So then they could not technically.
No, no. Once it's after the 10 years, they wouldn't qualify for it.
10 years from now? 10 years from the last event?
Correct. No, I guess those two claims have to be done within the span of 10 years. I don't know if I'm explaining it
I'm
correctly.
getting too much into the weeds of this. I
Yeah.
just was trying to, maybe you could just send us a memo so that way we can provide information on the website on how to get this information. I'm
Sure.
just curious, because we talked to so many people about issues and wanted to be able, if this is an opportunity for those, we want to be able to share it, but go on.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, I understood you
Just 'cause you
now.
look so nice, I didn't know
Oh.
what I was, it was just got confused.
Yeah, I think I understood you now, but I can share more of the information for this program.
Yeah, we can do that later. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to some of the completed projects in District 1. This project was just completed. We upsized 3,600 linear feet of stormwater pipe in the subdivision surrounded by Matts Avenue, Newcombs Highway, and McFetrich Street in Business 77. Construction cost was $2 million. And we have in the planning phase a detention pond east of that, 6-acre detention pond, which it's better shown in that slide. And that's a picture of the construction project we just completed. Ongoing projects in District 1. This one, we had a break grant canceled in April of this year, and we immediately applied to another program with Tito, and so we're currently seeking grant funds to build this project. It's to improve the stormwater system in the subdivision, and also in the screen is shown how the Drainage District number 5 is planning to build a detention pond north of it that will help in the drainage capacity for this area. Moving on to District 2, Lozano Detention Pond, the excavation and hauling efforts have been completed. We are just pending the construction of a concrete channel to facilitate the maintenance of the pond. The pond is fully operable and capable to detain 20 million gallons of water, which is almost the volume of 30 Olympic swimming pools. And it costs staff approximately $1 million to build in-house. Another project on District 2 is the Lazy Palm Subdivision Stormwater Project. We are 95% completed there, and there's a subdivision, industrial subdivision next door that also built a detention pond that's going to help the industrial subdivision and also the residential subdivision. This project in District 2 is the 5th and 7th. It was funded with the pre-disaster mitigation grant earmarked by U.S. Representative Vicente Gonzalez. And we are going to upsize the stormwater system mainly in the streets of 5th and 7th. We plan to begin construction in August of this year. The project is estimated, not estimated, we have a construction bid for $2.6 million. District 3, we just completed, some months ago we completed the Jacaranda stormwater systems. We upsized the stormwater inlets there, and this system is going to be also tied to the Treasure Hills drainage project. Treasure Hills and 25th Street stormwater system improvements. We had a kickoff meeting with Tito on Monday. The project has a 90-10 cost share, and we're going to work on RFQing this for the design phase. In District 4, there have been some improvements in the ditches. The private developer for the Allison subdivision increased the size of the crossing there shown on the screen. We had a 30-inch pipe, and we replaced it with an 8x6 storm box. And the subdivision has been completed. Staff plans to widen a section of the Lipscomb Drain, 750 feet approximately. We're also working with the Irrigation District and our legal department to own the Horseshoe Lake, which is a dry lake that is to be repurposed for detention. An example of how we can develop responsibly in Horseshoe Lake being a regional detention. Future project in District 4, we have the outfall on this Lipscomb drain ditch that we are planning to improve. We are working on getting a design package for the erosion issue at the ditch embankment. That's going to be the permanent solution. In the meantime, the immediate solution, staff is working with TxDOT and the private owners to place soil and rubble to stabilize the ditch embankment. Another project in District 4, 85% completed there. It's a intersection with localized flooding, Colorado and Liberty. Almost done with that project. District 5, we completed the stormwater system improvements in Sunchase and Sable Palm, added 500 linear feet of stormwater pipe, cost us $322,000. Another one in District 5, 2023, upsized the culvert in Hick Hill, and we're currently working with the Irrigation District and DD6 on upsizing the other culverts outside the city limits. Some of the projects coming soon. Staff is working on the design component for the Wichita Avenue stormwater system. And also in the future, we plan to keep going south and tackle the HPD site and also I Street, Fair Park, and West Jefferson. As I said, that's the place where we're going to expand the detention pond in the HPD building. You know this project. This is the flood study. We received the draft report last month. It's been reviewed, and we're still working with the consultant to finalize the study and to get all the deliverables. Future projects or projects that are also ongoing, Commerce, the design is at 60%. You know this project as well. It's a 3.2-mile corridor with significant improvements to the right-of-way. It's a full reconstruction project and also has a significant portion for drainage. We were able to establish a website, and it's shown in the screen. And we have a public meeting scheduled on August. We're working to schedule for next month. And then we're currently seeking construction funds. And this is the project website that I was mentioning. Okay. Maybe I pressed the wrong button. Let's see. There we go. On the public building side, we have the animal shelter outdoor kennels. We're going to add 29 outdoor kennels to help reduce the airborne illnesses and increase the capacity of the shelter. The bid phase has been completed and construction is scheduled to start next week. All the materials have been acquired and it's expected to be completed by December of this year. Future projects on transportation, we have the traffic signals on Spur 54. This is two intersections that need traffic signals. All of it is TxDOT right away. The first intersection is with Bass Pro Drive and the other one is South Palm Court. The city funded the design. Design has been completed and the project is scheduled to let in September of this year. And now I'm going to hand it over to Roberto Hernandez, Assistant City Engineer. Thank you.
Hello. A future project that we have is the Harlingen North-South Link. This is a planning grant that the city got awarded with the RGB MPO. The grant amount was for $344,000. This will be able to connect the north side of the city with the south side, starting from the Dixieland Reservoir Park. It'll go north along Dixieland, take a right turn on Lincoln, and there it's going to split. It's going to go towards Fitter Park and connect to the Arroyo Colorado. And citizens will be able to take this route, head back, and go north along the irrigation ditch. We're going to do dual purpose and connect it to the Longseat Hill. This is going to be able to connect a large amount of the city population. The expected cross-section will be 10 feet wide, so overall about 5.5 miles of a hike and bike trail. Another future project is the Arroyo Colorado Hike and Bike Trail East Extension. The city secured $2.5 million grant from the RGB MPO. This is for construction, so the design is going to be done in-house. Our staff will be doing the plans. We already started. We're expected to begin the design phase or finalize it towards the early of 2026. Once TxDOT approves those plans and schematics, we should be going to construction before the summer. This shows basically the overall master plan of the Arroyo Hike and Bike Trail. Right now we have existing phase 1 and phase 2. We are working with on another TxDOT project for the safety improvement project. So that entails adding solar lights along the existing trail, approximately 130 solar lights. And we're programming them to be lighted during operation hours, so it could be turned on from 7 to 10, 11. And then during night, when the trails are closed, it's going to power down to allow native birds and whatnot to sleep properly, and then turn back on back at 5. The other phase we're currently doing is the phase 3. We are negotiating with a consultant that will be planning only, so be able to create with the plans the best schematic and route for this project between McKelvey Park and Hugh Ramsey. And then lastly, the phase 5 is essentially the connection between the Dixieland Park and the Arroyo Colorado.
And I will repeat myself. I will do everything to stop the Phase 3 expansion because you need to steal land from 22 citizens. And eminent domain is legal in the Constitution, but it's absolute crap. And I will do everything to defeat that. Let all these other people have the money for their parks.
Another project is the what we're planning to do, the future in-house engineering component. So as Mr. Vargas mentioned, we are expected to finalize that HUC 10 flood protection planning. This is going to be our roadmap. We're planning to determine what projects we could do in-house with the added support, the new engineers, the new staff coming on board, and whatever we cannot do in-house, consult our staff and secure it through RFQ. Also, we're going to continue pursuing representation on the RGB MPO and the Region 15 Flood Protection Planning Group. So the RGB MPO, one of the main sources is to do street improvements. And then for the Region 15, if you add projects to that list, they're eligible for state funding for the Flood Infrastructure Fund. Essentially, if you don't have projects on that list, you cannot apply. Also, it helps you a lot with federal grants for flood mitigation assistance. So we're pursuing those agencies to be more involved with them. And that is what we have right now.
Thank you so much. Any questions for engineering?
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job. We rely heavily on you guys, and you guys have never disappointed us.
Thank you.
Even though we almost throw like the whole city on your shoulders, you guys have always withstood. So thank you so much. Luis, we're going to miss you. I was literally growing out my hair just to be like you. And now you're leaving, so I don't know, right? We can figure this out.
Otherwise, I'd have got a haircut today.
So thank you guys so much for everything.
Thank you. We
Luis,
wish you really all the best, and I hope that you'll stick around and we'll see you around in the community. Before, Commissioner, I didn't get a copy of it in my packet. Could y'all send, nobody did? Okay, can we all just get sent to the commission?
Yes, please.
Wonderful.
And if we could also get an email of the presentation along with all the individual photos. So if we want to share for our individual Facebooks, for our residents to know, obviously he's going to want the photos that are applicable to, District 1, District 2, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, we can upload the presentation on the website as well, and we can distribute the presentation as well.
Fantastic.
And the photos separately as well.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you.
No, you got it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, now we're going to move on to item 8D, presentation by the Public Works Department on proposed monumental signs for City Hall and Lonzy Hill building entrances.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Christopher Torres, Public Works Director for the record. So this is just a really brief summary on two marquee signs that we're going to be installing. The first one here is for City Hall. This is going to have a monitor that's 9.5 feet, and we can place up to 50 characters if you want to display any information on there, right? But it also has a full video. So what I was told from the contractor is that you can actually just play an NFL game there, and you can watch it there, right?
So,
yeah. And so one of the things is that you see that brick that's in the background. He is going to try to match that brick as close as he can get to City Hall, right?
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, yeah. And so that's the image, and then basically
Is that Luis right there, standing next to him?
that we just took that picture today because he's got the haircut. So. And so these are the dimensions on the
Chris?
on site. Yes, sir.
One of the things that was brought up was that we normally put a big Christmas tree
Yes.
in the front of City Hall, so if we could coordinate to make sure that either one of those don't conflict with the other.
Right, and so I have a third image in there where I'm gonna explain exactly what's going on with that, right? So,
Okay.
again, these are the dimensions on the sign. It's not a huge sign, but it's a sign that'll give good contrast with City Hall, right? Sometimes you get those buildings where you have that big sign, and it's just it's huge, right? And then you get those that are really small. This is a perfect size for the building, and so this is what the city manager was mentioning, right? So right there in that corner, there is a historical marker right now. We are going to relocate that historical marker just slightly on the commerce side, right? So that we could place this sign. Before we do the installation, we are going to meet with the contractor and make sure that the sign is placed in the right position to be able to let those citizens that are driving from Commerce and from Tyler have that visibility, right? To where you don't miss anything. We told them that we don't want, a citizen to be driving and missing like one part of the message, right? Because then they're going to be like, oh, where did it say? So he's going to make sure that sign is going to be in the right place. But with that being said, as Mr. Gonzalez was mentioning, every year Parks places a Christmas tree on that spot, right? And so if we decide to continue with that big tree, it is going to block that sign. And so one of the conversations that I had with Danny was that maybe we can scale down the size of the tree. He says it's like 35 and a half years old, the tree, so maybe it's time to replace it, right? I'm just joking.
It's not that old.
No, I'm just joking.
that's quite young, sir, 35.
So, I mean, we can maybe scale it down a little bit, and so that we could place it between that sign and the main entrance of City Hall. And that way, if we continue placing this big tree on that spot, we can, but we will be blocking that sign for about a month and a half for the amount of time that tree is there.
One concern I have is street parking. So if I park my truck, will I block the sign?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
And I guess clearly it's not going to block traffic or
No.
view or like anything that
If
is.
you're talking commerce onto, is that what you're saying?
There's
Right.
no public safety issue in
No.
terms of visibility to be able to.
You'll be looking the other way, this one way.
Oh, you're right.
That's, okay. Well, I don't know if I'm in the minority, but I think that this sign is really needed, and as much as I love the Christmas tree, I think that this is informative and is needed there. I don't know if we could find another spot. The Christmas tree inside City Hall is really nice, too. Do you put one on top of City Hall?
No, but I was just thinking if we could put the big one up on the
That's what I was
roof.
just looking at.
Yeah, so there, I mean, it looks like you could, but I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah.
be the one pulling the
But
trigger
it-
on that,
It got
so.
toppled over one time when it was on the corner, so I don't want to I want to make sure it doesn't happen if it's on the roof.
Yeah, or maybe a different, yeah, I don't know if that's possible.
So
It would
just so
be
you all
nice.
know, you all did approve a purchase of a man lift. We can place that tree up on top.
That's a big tree.
It is.
As long
But-
as it's secure and it's not going to fly off and hit
Yeah.
anybody.
It's
and-
not windy here ever.
And the chief gives it, both the chiefs give it their blessing. I really think that it'll make a big difference for the sign to be there to inform the community about what's going
Chief
on.
Olivia still back there?
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Chief,
Which one? Oh, I didn't, he was in mufti, I didn't recognize it. Y'all don't even know what mufti means.
No, sir.
I don't.
Do you, it's civilian clothes. Do you anticipate this is something where people will, instead of driving, stop and watch what's being?
I mean, it's a busy intersection. The idea is good. I mean, we have signs all over the place. I think the worst thing we have is people on phones. Worse than that, but I don't think so. As long as there are simple messages that, just like when you're driving in an expressway, there's a sign up on the expressway that
On a
says,
billboard.
drive safe. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely not small letters with a whole paragraph of stuff, just like,
Thank you, sir.
a couple words.
Right. And
Mufti, look
and
it up.
this,
Mufti.
and we can place stationary messages or some that are movable, right? And so it'll be up to you all. This sign right here will come with the software that an individual can just basically from its phone place anything on the sign.
A city employee is
I
going
was
to.
I was like, what? Okay,
Right, yeah.
Got it.
Right. Any questions on the sign?
Yeah, I think it's great.
No? Okay. And so now we have the one for Lonsey Hill, right? This is not Luis, this is Robert. So this one, we're gonna replace it as well. This is not a monitor. This is just, it'll be stainless steel signs that we can replace as we need to, right? Because right now, we have all those departments in there, but I mean, if at one point vital statistic it's moved somewhere else, we can replace that one sign. So this is going to be on brick. It's going to have a concrete foundation, and it's not as big as the one for City Hall. This is just slightly smaller, but it's just slightly smaller. This is let me see, 10 feet in height and 6 feet in no, I'm sorry, 10 feet in width and 6 feet in height. So I don't know if y'all have paid attention to the one that we currently have, but it looks like that.
Could you go back to the other sign,
Sure.
the one you just had right now?
This one?
Yeah, it's supposed to be, we're changing the name from animal control to animal care.
You're right. So, but before we do any installation of those apartments, we're gonna make sure that everything's correct. Yes,
It says Lonsey Hill Memorial on the sign right now.
I believe so. Yes.
It does.
I think so.
Does it have to be white, or is that just a mock-up of? it?
Well, that was a design they submitted, right? That color scheme can change.
Okay.
If y'all decide that it needs to be, brown or, green, whatever color y'all decide to come up with, we can make those changes for sure.
so two things. I noticed on the previous one that you had matched that brick. I'd like to see if we can do the same thing with this one.
Sure.
To match this brick to Lonsey Hill's Memorial Building. sounds like a hospital out of a.
It does.
Right, like.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't know
What's that show, the one,
General Hospital.
Grey's Anatomy or something?
Sure.
Nancy Hill Memorial. But anyways, and if we can get it to kind of track more with that building, to look more, you know, the color code
yeah.
to match that building, one. Two, if we can get that, which is planning department, all that stuff, if we can get it a little bigger, the wording.
Yes.
Just because it's pretty small.
Yeah, no, so those are going, the letter themselves are going to be 4-inch. So, you know, you're looking at something like this. We can go bigger. What I'll do is I'll ask the vendor to give us a mock just to see how it'll look. And then I can send you an email with that mock so that y'all can see it.
As I understand, we're already at capacity, essentially, at that building, correct?
I would say so.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Right. So there's that gap between the top, which says planning department. Do you see that gap between that black bar and then where it says planning? And then we have a gap on the bottom. If we can kind of just mimic that gap. So the top gap is 4 inches. Let's have the bottom gap be 4 inches to thereby give us, let the words be bigger.
Okay, sure. We can do that.
And if we could also make sure that no one can park in front of it and block the view from the street, or, again, if you're going to be turning.
So, again, these are the dimensions, right? And this is where it's placed. If you can see, the curb is painted so that nobody parks in that one spot. And so we'll make sure that curb is painted at all times. That way that doesn't happen.
Thank you.
What's the cost of this sign?
This one right here, I believe it was 13,000. And the one for the city hall is 25. And we did search for 3 different quotes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think it's needed. I really like the one for City Hall, not so much. Maybe it's the color, and I think that might make it look nice, the color to match the building.
Sure.
Just, it feels like it'd be really modern, and then the building not so much, and,
Going back to that screen for City Hall, I just want to make sure that, you know, it's going to be one that we're not having issues with. I've been seeing where you can kind of take out tiles and fix them. If one tile breaks, you guys can swap it out. Again, it's great to have these things, but the maintenance aspect, people tend to forget about. So please
Right.
make sure it's something you guys can, if like a certain portion of it breaks, you guys can replace that however you want to do it.
Absolutely, yes.
there's some kind of warranty on it. I would
It is.
imagine.
It's got a 10-year warranty on the screen, and it's got a 7-year warranty on the structure. But as Commissioner Lopez mentioned, this is something that we can maintain, right? We'll make sure that we'll maintain it, because more than likely we're going to have to come back and spray wash it and just make sure that it looks clean.
Is there any kind of camera built into the screen to kind of monitor in case somebody came up with a freaking spray can and?
There you go.
We don't, but I can place a camera. We can place a camera so that it's
I mean,
looking over
nothing
that
would
sign.
detract from it. I didn't know if maybe one was embedded in the screen or could be.
No, not within the sign itself.
There's cameras, though, outside of City Hall.
I believe there's one. I believe there's one.
I know
Said
that
he was
gets
here.
coming in the front door.
I know there's one for sure by the entrance. I don't know that there's one on that side, but maybe we can look into placing another one. Because, the city is spending,
MIS can put one in. I think they did.
We can install one.
I mean, I'm going to expect Luis to just stand next to it all the time anyways, but I can take care of it.
So I'll make sure, I'll make those changes, and then I'll send you out an email so that y'all can look at it before we do anything.
And if there's any demos, email demos or website demos of these screens, if you can send it to us as well.
We do have some. I'll send them all.
And I definitely would like to see what Lancy Hill looks like before you pull the trigger on
Absolutely.
that. And maybe just send it to Gabe and he can send it to us or something. like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Any questions?
Thank you. Great
Thank you very
job.
much.
Thank you.
Exciting.
Okay, now we're going to go to item 9, public hearings. At this time, the mayor will invite members of the public who have filled out the public hearing and the citizen communication form to address each item listed in this section. Please limit your comments to the topic of that public hearing. If more than one public hearing is being held, you will be allowed to speak during each topic. provided you have filled out the public hearing and citizen communication form for the appropriate topic. If you are signed up for 2 or more public hearings, you will be limited to 5 minutes for all topics. At this moment, we don't have any signed up for public hearings, Mayor.
Okay. I'll do these quickly, but before I do, I just want to ask, Mark, I was noticing when I was reviewing the agenda, and I talked to Myra about it, and I may be just wrong, but do we need to have another public hearing for these voluntary annexations? It couldn't be just on consent for a second reading, because we already had.
Have we had a public hearing on it? Then I think that's,
So what's the purpose of it being on, I mean, I think now we have to have it, because we posted it.
As I had lunch with Marv yesterday, and he was saying that there were some issues with the original ones, and so they wanted to bring it back to us. So I had Marv look at them today to make sure that he gave the thumbs up. Marv.
The Paloma Lane?
Oh, Paloma Lane, I'm sorry. I'm
The
talking
pub-
about the airport one and then
No, yeah, I mean, that's, I understand if there's a reason, but.
10A and 10C.
So B, we did, this was 10 acres of land over in District 5, Paloma Lane and Garrett Road.
Oh, I remember that one.
I remember,
You're
so
right.
we opened it, we closed it, we had the first reading, so I assumed that it would come on our consent agenda because it was unanimous, and then we move forward. But is that not the process?
that is the process, but
So moving forward, if we can just do that, unless, of course, there are some issues, and let's bring it back.
Yeah.
So that way we can get that done.
Really quickly, one comment. On annexations, you do need 2 public hearings, so just for the record.
And that's why you're here,
Okay.
Anna?
Yes.
Okay, so, but does the P and Z count for a public hearing?
No, it has
No,
to be
City
here.
Commission.
So for annexations, we need 3 public hearings, 1 at P and Z and 2 here.
Yes.
Okay. So there you go. All right. Item B, public hearing for the voluntary annexation of 10 acres of land out of Block 3, FH Handley Subdivision located on the east side of Paloma Lane, approximately 2,010.46 feet south of Garrett Road, including all the right-of-way of the south side of Garrett Road, approximately 320.77 feet east of Paloma Lane, and all the right-of-way along Paloma Lane south of Garrett Road to and through the property. This time we'll open the public hearing on, did I skip one?
I think you skipped A, Mayor.
Okay, and I'm on B. I'll open up the public hearing on item B, and having no one here to speak for or against, we'll close the public hearing. Go to item A, public hearing for a rezoning request from not designated district to light industry district for 479.25 acre land out of Survey 279 located along the north side of Rio Hondo Road, approximately 8,540 feet east of Loop 499. We'll open the public hearing at this time. Having no one here to speak for or against, we'll close the public hearing. Item 9C, public hearing for the voluntary annexation of 126.50 acres of land out of the Cameron County Schools Land Survey 279 located along the west side of Bob Euchre Road and all the adjacent right-of-way along Rio Hondo Road, Woodall Avenue, and Bodenhammer Road, and the east 1,413.96 feet of Rio Hondo Road. At this time, we'll open the public hearing. Having no one here to speak for or against, we'll close the public hearing. Item 9D, public hearing amending the City of Harlingen Code of Ordinances, Chapter 109, Subdivision, Section 109-91, Plat Requirements, Form and Content by adding a section pertaining to the expiration of the plat and moving the current content of Section F to Section G. At this time, we'll open the public hearing. Having no one here to speak for or against, we'll close the public hearing. And finally, 9E, public hearing amending the previously adopted ordinance number 2025-26 to extend the waiver of certain permit fees within the City of Harlingen caused by the recent state of emergency and amending the City of Harlingen Code of Ordinances, Chapter 103, Building and Building Regulation, Section 103-6, waiver of permit fees for rehabilitation during declared state of emergency. Open the public hearing on this item, and having no one to speak for or against, we'll close the public hearing and move on to our action items.
Okay, item 10, action items. City Commission will discuss, consider, and take any action deemed necessary on items listed in this section, including the adoption of a resolution or an ordinance. Item 10A, consideration and possible action to approve an ordinance on first reading for a request to rezone from not designated district to light industry district for a 479.25 acre tract of land out of Survey 279, located along the north side of Rio Hondo Road, approximately 8,540 feet east of Loop 499. And we have planning and development.
An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harlingen, rezoning from not designated N District to Light Industry LI District for a 479.25 acre tract of land out of Survey 279, located along the north side of Rio Hondo Road, approximately 8,540 feet east of Loop 499.
Is there a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Item 10B, consideration and possible action to approve an ordinance on second and final reading for the voluntary annexation of 10 acres of land out of Block 3, FH Handley Subdivision, located on the east side of Paloma Lane, approximately 2,010.46 feet south of Garrett Road, including all the right-of-way on the south side of Garrett Road, approximately 320.77 feet east of Paloma Lane, and all the right-of-way along Paloma Lane south of Garrett Road, to and through the property. Applicant Casa Engineering.
An ordinance extending the corporate limits of the City of Harlingen by annexing for full purpose a 10-acre tract of land out of Block 3, FH Handley Subdivision, located on the east side of Paloma Lane, approximately 2,010.46 feet south of Garrett Road, including all of the right-of-way on the south side of Garrett Road, approximately 320.77 east of Paloma Lane, and all of the right-of-way along Paloma Lane, south of Garrett Road, to and through the property, binding the land to all of the acts, ordinances, resolutions, and regulations of the city, providing for severability and an effective date.
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, item 10C, consideration and possible action to approve an ordinance on first reading for a request for the voluntary annexation of 126.50 acres of land out of the Cameron County School Lands Survey 279, located along the west side of Bob Euchre Road and all the adjacent right-of-way along Rio Hondo Road, Woodall Avenue, and Bodenhammer Road, in the east 1,413.96 feet of Rio Hondo Road.
Motion approved.
Yep, we got to read catch.
Read it. An ordinance extending the corporate limits of the City of Harlingen by annexing for full purpose a 126.50 acre tract of land out of the Cameron County School Lands located along the north side of Bodenhammer Road and west of Bob Euchre Road, binding the land to all of the acts, ordinances, resolutions, and regulations of the city, providing for severability and providing an effective date.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, item 10D, consideration and possible action to approve an ordinance on first reading amending the City of Harlingen Code of Ordinances, Chapter 109, Subdivisions, Section 109-91, Plat Requirements, Form and Content, by adding section pertaining to the expiration of the plat and moving the current content of Section F to Section G.
An ordinance amending ordinance 2025-26, waiving certain permit fees within the City of Harlingen caused by the recent state of emergency, and amending the City of Harlingen Code of Ordinances at Chapter 103, Buildings and Building Regulations, amending Section 103-6, waiver of permit fees for rehabilitation during the declared state of emergency.
I think that was the wrong caption.
Yeah. We're on D.
Oh, did I jump?
One more time.
This page is stuck together here. An ordinance of the City of Harlingen amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 109, Subdivisions, Section 109-91, Plat Requirements from and Content, by adding a section pertaining to the expiration of the plat and moving the current content of Section F to Section G, providing for a repealer and severability clauses.
On this one, in the minutes, thank you very much for including them. The motion that was approved was to have the expiration be after 1 year, and then give the director, the plan and zoning director, another year of discretion. But the way I read the ordinance, it says 2 years.
And
So,
an additional.
huh?
And an additional 1 year extension.
But yeah, I don't think it said that part. Or it didn't track what was approved at planning and zoning. So I don't know how this commission feels on that, whether we want to do a 1 year expiration, right, and then give the director the authority to extend an additional year if the director feels that substantial progress has been made.
I'd rather do that.
I agree with that as well.
I think that kind of is aligned with what you mentioned, we talked about earlier, administrative
Correct.
oversight.
Right.
That's point one. Point two is, I believe, believe it was Mr. Olivo or someone at this meeting mentioned that Harlingen had the lowest rate in the state of Texas. It was like I think $150, something like that. That's correct?
That would be a separate ordinance.
Correct. Just for y'all to consider, adjusting to market rate. Whatever you all recommend is market rate. Okay?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We can do that, and I think we should look at every single fee that we have in planning. Given the amount of work that they've had lately, and the degree of construction going on, they've been really busy, and so I think.
And planning wants to keep all the money that they make.
Yeah, no, they can't, they can't do
As long as
that.
we can earmark
Yeah,
that.
it stays in the department, right? I'm just.
No savings, yeah.
But, so I'll make a motion to approve, if everyone is good with questions, make a motion to approve D, contingent on the language that was approved on planning and zoning, which is the 1 and 1.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, item 10E, consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading amending the previous adopted ordinance number 2025-26 to extend a waiver of certain permit fees within the City of Harlingen caused by the recent state of emergency and amending the City of Harlingen Code of Ordinances, Chapter 103, Building and Building Regulations, Section 103-6, waiver of permit fees for rehabilitation during declared state of emergency.
I have a question for you, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
They're asking for 45 days plus another 30 days, correct?
On E, you're correct?
Couldn't we start off with 75 and make sure they have ample time? And after that, request 30 days if they need it?
What, the 75 days already expired, and so FEMA is still here handing out checks to residents. And so what we wanted to do was make sure that the time frame that we had for people that had flood damage would be, because if they get a check at the end of the month, they're still going to need an extra 30 days before they actually probably get a building permit. So that's why we're extending it that.
No, but shouldn't we extend it even further than what they're asking for?
Oh.
That's my question.
I'm unopposed to what Commissioner Morales is saying, so
Yeah.
long as staff feels that it can all be done, right? We don't want to put them under, we don't want to put our constituents under unnecessary pressure if, things are slowed down. We know FEMA has their hands full right now.
I think we can do that because they're only for flood victims that can show that they actually suffered flood damage. So I think we can do that.
Extend it an extra,
Yeah, extend an extra 30 days. Yeah.
So I'll make a motion.
Go through the ordinance.
Yeah.
Mark,
I read it.
is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance subject to Commissioner Morales' addition of 30 days.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, item 10F, discussion and possible direction regarding the regulation of on-street parking on Barton Avenue, including consideration and potential parking restrictions, signage, and other traffic control measures. Planning?
I have Soledad Nunez, our planner one, and she's going to provide the presentation.
Good evening, Commissioners. So after our last discussion on the Barton issue, I actually went out there. Some of the houses don't even have driveways, so they're parking on the street. So if we were to impose any kind of restrictions on them, it could become problematic. So here's an aerial view of Barton, right? You've got a mixture of warehouses on the southern portion of it, a couple of houses. And then on the northern portion of Barton, you have homes. A lot of their driveways are actually not at what we have standard now. So this subdivision is from 1945. So a lot of the driveways are actually smaller than 24 feet, 18 feet. A lot of them are 12 feet. Some of them are dirt, they're not even paved. So imposing any kind of restrictions could become problematic. Also, if you look at the zoning, most of the street is commercial with your light industry on this portion over here. I did provide some options for a review. And really, it's just discussion and possible action as to how you would want us to navigate this. I did also add in there the section on elderly parking and disabled parking. Now, there are certain requirements stipulated in the ordinance that anybody applying for these types of parking would have to abide by.
Chief, Aviad, you've been dealing with this or working with me on this, you, Sol, and I. What do y'all recommend? The best course of action that will resolve the concerns that we keep hearing.
So I did speak to Cody, the gentleman that has the mechanic shop. He's actually looking for a facility. That facility doesn't serve his needs. He's actually working with the neighbors. He's done some mechanic work for some of the neighbors. He's towed some of the neighbors' junk vehicles. He's done some yard work in their properties. From the last complaint we received, I don't think we received any more, have we? So it really comes down to, do you want to restrict the park?
We did.
We did?
Because the chief just sent it to me today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another complaint? And
So
so
it's,
I processed
it's the same gentleman, and I think initially it was the excessive noise when they were testing the vehicles out there. And then some of the traffic that was going through were they were testing the race cars and the cars that they were fixing. So I know I went out there, I passed by there today, and I know there's some speed humps on there, on the streets now. I just sent Commissioner Lopez a picture that the gentleman had sent me where the vehicles that are being worked on, the tail end of the vehicles is in the street. So they're blocking part of the street. And I think to me, the best course of action there is obviously to meet with the residents and find out what do they want, right? And see are they willing to give up their own parking? Because like I think Mayor mentioned some time back about when people have a party, they invite their friends, families over. And if you have restrictions, are they going to be moving their vehicles out of the way, especially if they're intoxicated or they're planning to spend the night? And as it is, I've been through there several times, and the area is limited with parking, and the fact that there's businesses on this side, and the businesses on the south side, there's parking. Can you zoom in or not? Okay. If you can see, a lot of the businesses have room to park in the back. I've driven through there even recently, a week or two ago. I drove through there and I looked in between the businesses. Some of those businesses have ample parking in the back to the rear of the businesses. But that's not to say that those people are going to allow the residents to park there. I mean, it's kind of difficult, like you all mentioned. Yeah. So see, there's parking on the business side, but they're not going to let the residents park over there. And the residents have some parking for themselves out here on the street, but the lots are small, and I think each person there, each resident probably has room for 2 or 3 cars at the most. I think we need to talk to them and find out what it is they want and whether or not there's still a problem out there.
Okay.
To Chief Alviado's point, we could meet with them and just discuss the options and then figure out what direction they would want us to take. And then whatever direction they tell us, then we can move in that direction.
That works. Now, I'll make a motion this is just discussion and possible direction, so that's the direction we'll take. Thank you.
And then on G,
We'll leave it on the table.
we leave it, yeah.
So we pass on G?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to item 10H, consideration and possible action to authorize the city manager to enter into a municipal maintenance agreement with the Texas Department of Transportation. Public Works.
Good evening again. So this is the municipal maintenance agreement that we have been dealing with TxDOT. The last 2 meetings ago, I came up and introduced a new resolution to you all, which you all approved. And so this is basically just a motion to finalize that maintenance agreement, which it's really not much different than the old municipal maintenance agreement. And so once city manager assigns this agreement, then we'll move into the phase of identifying those sections that need to be maintained by us and the negotiation of any funding.
I think the funding's already been established, and it's for the interchange on Tyler and Harrison over by the Expressway. So we need to have this in place so that we can start working on those areas.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, item 10I, consideration and possible action to authorize the Environmental Health Director to purchase a vehicle via TIPS USA to replace Unit 612, which was assigned to an animal control officer.
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Shannon.
Item 10J, consideration and possible action to approve a request from Union Pacific Railroad to permanently close C Street from Adams Avenue to Jefferson Avenue as part of the Union Pacific Railroad Rail Tract Realignment Project. Engineering?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously, right? I didn't hear y'all. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Item 10K, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution providing the one-year action plan budget for fiscal year 2025 through 2026, year 51 of the Community Development Block Grant CDBG program, and fiscal year 2025 to 2026, year 31 of the Home Investment Partnerships Program Home. This item was tabled the meeting of July 2nd, 2025.
We got everything, all our ducks in a row, right?
Right, it was tabled because the advisory committee wasn't able to meet because of the weather, so they had to meet. I think they've done it already. I don't know if you want a presentation from, no?
Good. We're good.
Okay, no,
We do need a
Motion
motion
to take it off
to
the
take it.
table.
yes.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. It is now off the table, and if we don't have any questions, is there a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you all.
Item 10L, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution of the City of Harlingen suspending the August 19, 2025 effective date of Texas Gas Service Companies requesting increase to permit the city time to study the request and to establish reasonable rates, approving cooperation with other cities served by AEP Texas and authorizing intervention in AEP Texas Inc.'s requested rate change proceedings before the commission, hiring Lloyd Gosling attorneys and consulting services to negotiate with the company and direct any necessary litigation and appeals, requiring a reimbursement of city's rate case expenses, finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed is open to the public as required by law, requiring notice of this resolution to the company and legal counsel.
So Gabe, we dance this dance
Yes, sir.
every few years.
I would like to make a comment, though, that this is for Texas Gas Service. I'm not sure why it says AEP. I think,
That's what it was.
yeah, they just, I asked staff to actually copy the same Texas Gas resolution and put it on here, but I think we may have taken the AEP. Everything else is correct, except where it says AEP, it should refer to Texas Gas Service. And you're right, Commissioner. We do this ever so often. If we approve the resolution, and that's the correct resolution is in your packet, it will suspend the rates for 90 days and giving Thomas Bicredo and his law firm ample time to review the rate case and see if it's reasonable.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Are you happy with the law firm?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Isn't it usually like a regional thing where you
Yes.
just kind of piggyback off of
Yeah,
the McAllen?
everybody joins together.
Is this some,
This one, the reimbursements will be paid for by Texas Gas Service, and so there's no cost to us.
right, but
and-
you're
and-
okay with this
Yes.
firm?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
resolution?
Yes.
Aye.
Opposed? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, item 10M, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution of the City Commission of Harlingen, Texas, accepting for public use and maintenance a portion of an ingress and access easement located on lots 1 and 2, previously dedicated for public use on the final plat of Camelot Professional Plaza.
Mayor, I think legal was recommending that we go into executive session for this item.
That's correct, I do.
Okay. At this time, is there a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. The time is now 7:17 PM. We'll retire to executive session. And we got another one today, right? All right. All right, the time is now 7:38 PM. We are back in open session, and we do have an action item, Ms. Smara?
Yes, we do. So we are going to go into consideration and possible action to approve a resolution of the City Commission of Harlingen, Texas, accepting for public use and maintenance a portion of an ingress and access easement located on lots 1 and 2, previously dedicated for public use on the final plat of Camelot Professional Plaza.
Motion approved, subject to the language discussed in executive session.
All those in favor say aye.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kinsley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, item 11, it's board appointments, specifically appointed or discussion and possible action to include appointment and/or removal of any position subject to appointment or removal by statute, ordinance, or bylaws. Any board appointments?
I have none.
None.
None?
None.
All right. That's all we have. We are
That's all we
adjourned.
have. Thank you.